I'm Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor of Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery, and I am here with the absolutely legendary Joey Chestnut, the planet's top competitive eater and holder of more world records than probably the entire U.S. Olympics teams combined. You've probably seen him annihilate dozens of Red Hots in Nathan's famous international hot dog eating contest year after year. But coming up on Monday, February 26th, he's going to be taking on all comers in the second annual Wonderful Pistachios Get Cracking eating competition for the chance to win some cash and, of course, the glory. Mr. Chestnut, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Good to be on with you. You said Red Hots. You must be like upstate New Yorker.
I'm from Chicago, but I eat hot dogs wherever I go. Not as many as you. I once ate 3 in one sitting.
Oh, that's not bad at all. But yeah, it's I got the best job there is. But yeah, I'm doing great. I'm
That's
excited.
great. Um, Before I talk about the showdown, definitely want to get the details on that. Let's talk about you a bit. First of all, how did you get your start in competitive eating?
Oh, it's been a long run. I started when I was 21 years old. I was doing everything right, getting my engineering degree at San Jose State, and it was weird. I was always the biggest eater in the family. Lots of and all my family and friends knew that I was the biggest eater. And eventually, my friends signed me up to a contest, and it was something I kind of didn't want to do because I was like, oh, I'm always holding back, and the thought of eating like that in public wasn't really appealing. But uh, it was uh, it was weird. Like I agreed to go, and as soon as I got on stage, I was like, oh my God, I was made for this. I don't have to hold back, and it was I fell in love with it, and I didn't even end up winning the first contest, but I knew I could win, and I started thinking about it, and 2 weeks later I won my first contest, and then the goal was to win the Fourth of July contest, and it all just like snowballed, and it like got bigger and bigger, and I just had fun with it.
That's amazing. It's a joy to watch you at work. And you've become legendary, like I said, but I need to know a little bit about the first foray in your field. According to my research, the first contest was involving deep fried asparagus.
Yeah, that was the first win. Like 2 weeks
Yeah,
before
gotcha.
that, and that was my first victory, deep fried asparagus. But 2 weeks before that, there was a lobster eating contest in Reno, and I was 21. The only reason why I went to it was because my friends signed me up, and they offered me a free hotel room to go. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. And me and a couple friends went up there and went to Reno, and it was like was it right before Easter? It was kind of cold. It was like there was snow on the road, barely made it, and yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I fell in love with it. I'd never eaten lobster before, and so that was what was slowing me down. So I after that contest for deep fried asparagus, I got the recipe for deep fried asparagus. I made it at home, and I was like, all right, I got a technique down, and then
Mhm.
that's when I started really realizing that, oh, it's something you can train for. I'm not just a big eater. I'm a big eater that can train myself to be better. The same way there's runners. There's people who love to run, but they
Yeah.
train themselves to be better.
Yeah, you're an athlete, and since you first started, you've eaten a lot of things professionally. The hot dog's probably the most famous thing. Hard-boiled eggs, chicken wings, tamales, Twinkies, that's just a fraction. Do you have any favorites to tackle? And are there any more of these foods that you eat competitively that are more difficult than others?
Oh yeah, there's definitely favorites. Like the hot dog, I love doing hot dogs. Fourth of July, it's the biggest contest of the year, and it's easy to get motivated for. And for every contest, I have to put in work. I have
Hmm.
to a cycle where I do a cleanse before my practice, do a full practice, then there's a recovery period. And
Hmm.
the recovery period is eating super high fiber and trying to get back down to my normal weight. And then I repeat it, redo the cycle, where I do a cleanse. And so it's hard. Well, it's hard on the body. But hot dogs is one of the easier ones to get motivated for. It's like, all right, my body knows what it's in for. Um, there's definitely like there's some that are like fun, like a good chicken wing contest is great.
Hmm.
I always good chicken wings are awesome. Ribs. hard-boiled eggs. That was a fun one. I like to do a contest that has a little bit of meaning. I remember growing up, I used to watch Cool Hand Luke, uh, with my
Oh
grandpa.
yeah.
So that was a big being able to break his record. Or I know he did 50, and I being able to demolish that was awesome. But it's yeah, it's definitely the foods that they're that they're good. There's like motivation. It makes it
Mhm.
easier, and then but then there's different like little there's like the pistachios. That's this is an awesome one. It's when I first started doing competitive eating, there was never any healthy eating contests. So
Uh-huh.
there's a couple of them now, and yeah, it's and yeah, I always enjoy new ones.
Well, this is a new one for me, and I have never. This is the second annual Wonderful Pistachios Get Crackin' Eatin' Championship. So I'd never heard of before. So you're stepping up to the plate or bowl for this championship, eating pistachios. Why did you tell me a little bit about the championship and why you decided to take this challenge on?
It's I'm a competitive eater, and so when there's a challenge, if there's a real contest, and I'm going to take it on. Uh, then it's also a great contest. It's in Santa Monica. Uh, it's a great food. And this is a different one, and last year I got my butt kicked a little bit, so I'm looking for a little redemption. So I've been working on my technique, and hopefully I can well have my A game.
Well, you've got some stiff competition among the competitors is another Joey, LA Chargers linebacker Joey Boza, and another couple of top ranked competitive eaters. How do you feel about your chances?
Oh, I always feel like my chances are decent.
Mhm.
My biggest problem is getting complacent and feeling like
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I feel like I put in 20 years of work already, and I end up getting lazy for the 5 days before the contest, and
Hmm.
those are the most important days. I need to stay focused and make sure I have my technique down. And when I go to LA, I'll do interviews, and but don't 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 go out eating, don't go out meeting people, and just stay focused.
Yeah, and there's some good eating in Santa Monica, I've
Oh
heard.
God,
So that must be difficult.
it is
Um,
hard.
can you tell us a little anything about the strategy you've come up with for pistachios? Because you've got the hot dog eating down to a science. What do you have in your head for how you're going to tackle the pistachios this year?
Be faster. Yeah, last time I was only using my thumbs, and my thumbs. I have these little chunky thumbs, and the nails aren't long enough. So I might actually use one thumb and one nail,
Uh-huh.
and I've been practicing that. And I think it's a little bit faster. And when I use the index finger, it controls the pistachio stays on the one side. So when I was just opening one thumb, sometimes the pistachio will fly out, or two
Yeah.
thumbs.
Oh, so
Uh,
they're still shelled.
yeah, they're
Oh,
shelled.
yeah. Okay, so I thought these were Wonderful's no shells, which are pretty awesome. But you've
Those are
got,
awesome because they're come in other flavors too. That,
yeah,
that-
yeah,
but
they're pretty.
yeah.
Yeah,
So these are shelled.
that's
I'm
crazy.
I'm really close to figuring out my shelling technique, and so I've less than 2 weeks, and I think I'm getting there.
Um, so there might be people watching that have aspirations of being competitive eaters. As someone who's gotten into, no, I have two. I actually won. It was at a bar and it was mini corn dogs. It was I ended up winning a $50 bar tab, but it was nobody knew what they were doing. I think I was just like the last person to feel physically ill from eating these things. It wasn't easy. I have not eaten a mini corn dog since, and this is like 15 years later. So I went into it blind, which is a bad idea. But if people are listening and they're going to be wiser than me and take advice from the greatest person in the field, Joey Chestnut, what advice would you give these people who
I
are
think the
thinking
big
of
thing
taking
is
their game? Yeah.
competitive eating. It's there's a natural funness to it. and then it's fun. You're out, you're pushing yourself against other people, and then there's also a weird primalness to it.
Hmm.
You you can't be holding back. You have to eat with a sense of urgency, and it's and also like don't worry about how you're looking. It's not it's not gonna you're never gonna be pretty during an eating contest ever. So you just gotta let go, and then the sooner you can let go and realize that it's not gonna be pretty, it's you'll be able to do a lot better. You'll be able to push yourself. You'll be able to relax. You'll stay calm, and yeah. So I think just be ready to let go, and because it's you don't want to get last place. You don't want to do you don't want to do bad. If you're in an eating contest, might as well go all the way, go all out and do well. So and just relax and don't be self conscious, and just have fun.
Well, that's good advice. That's all the time we have for today. If you are watching and you would like to see how the Joey versus Joey face-off turns out, the 2024 Wonderful Pistachios Get Cracking Eating Championship is happening February 26th at Pacific Park on the Santa Monica Pier. It kicks off at 11 local time, and it's free and open to the public, so feel free to watch Joey Chestnut take on Joey Bosa and all the rest of the field. Thanks for watching. And thank you, Mr. Chestnut. It's been a
Well, thank
pleasure.
you.